Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Kova, and welcome back to another episode of Transfer Gossip. We've got some mighty deals potentially going on after a few days off, so make sure you do drop a like if you do enjoy, and obviously, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, we are kicking this off with Joe Hart. Obviously, he's on loan at Torino at the moment. It looks like his Man City career is safe to say it's dead now. It's gone. It's done. Especially with Guardiola being in charge, I think there's any way that he's going to get back into that team. And Torino have apparently said they may take the permanent option on Joe Hart. He said he's happy to stay there. He is more than happy to be a player for Torino for God knows how long to come. And, he doesn't mind staying. So Torino have also came out and said, they are quite happy to take up the permanent option. I'm guessing it would only be if it, kind of suits them. So if, it's better for them to keep all of them. They don't have to pay too much and stuff like that. They may end up trying to keep Joe Hart. Next up is Rafael Varane, no doubt an absolute monster of a centre-back. Mourinho, basically a Mourinho favourite at Real Madrid. He ended up forcing his way into the team, knocking Pepe out of the team. And, apparently he is wanted again by Mourinho, this time obviously at Manchester United. And I could see it happening. It just depends on how much the fee would cost, but I could see it potentially happening. Next up is John Terry. He's getting linked to the move to the MLS. That's right, the MLS... He's getting linked to move to them. His contract's up in the summer, and it's LA Galaxy who are apparently ready to give him a send-off in the American League. I think he's doing an alright job. He hasn't got the most of pace, but at the same time, he could quite easily get into their team and get a lot of money to do so as well. Eric Dyer's next up. He is apparently interesting. Manchester United, they're plotting a £35 million move for the Tottenham centre defensive mid. I think he's better as a centre defensive mid. I know he can play both, but really just sitting in front of that back three, he is way better. Now, £35 million is quite an interesting fee. I don't know whether Tottenham would accept that. I highly doubt it. And I also highly doubt Eric Dyer would actually leave. He's got that close-knit friends of Dybala, Harry Kane, Danny Rose, Kyle Walker type thing going on at Tottenham. So I don't see why he would want to leave. Manchester City are set to start a major spend, basically, of £60 million. Starting with William Carvalho, about £30 million. Now, I've said this before in transfer videos. I don't know why this guy hasn't left Sporting Lisbon yet. He's always kind of been rumoured to go, but has never actually made the move. So whether it's his transfer demands, or whether it's Sporting Lisbon stopping him going, but I don't know why he hasn't left. He's not young anymore. He's now 24. And it's beyond belief how he hasn't had a big move to a bigger club so far. Either way, Manchester City are still ready to take that gamble on a £30 million move for Carvalho. To carry on their spending, they're ready to go in for Ryan Bertrand as well. Looks like it's going to be around the £20 million move to try and get him in. Now, I think Bertrand's a really, really good left-back. He would obviously improve Manchester City. He kind of failed at Chelsea, even though I don't think he didn't really give a fair chance. And he's doing excellently for Southampton, so I don't see why he shouldn't get another chance at a really, really big club. Next up is Andre Gray. Tottenham want the Burnley striker Gray in the summer. He only has, I think it's about 18 months left on his deal that currently lasts. So basically, he'd be able to speak to clubs in the summer anyway. Burnley are obviously probably worried about that situation. It kind of happened when they had Danny Ings. He ends up going to Liverpool, obviously. Tottenham were also interested in him. Looks like Tottenham are trying to nip in and try and get Gray for a cut price deal in the summer. Another English striker who may be leaving is Daniel Sturridge. AC Milan are considering a move for the England once away. We've mentioned him previously. I think last episode he was in it. And it's safe to say I think he will leave. He's not getting the chances to play. At the end of the day, you're playing Roberto Firmino, who I think is more of an attacking midfielder / winger than a striker. Liverpool playing him up front, so it kind of says, Daniel Sturridge, you're not going to play anymore. He also is injured far too much to be the main striker for any team. He would be a really good backup for one of the elite clubs, in my opinion. And that's why possibly AC Milan or maybe PSG might go in for him. Paulo Dybala is next up. Manchester United and Barca set to battle it out over the Juventus ace. He plays as an attacking mid for Juventus, kind of just off the striker, and it suits him really well. He's been absolutely banging the goals in for Juventus in Serie A. There's no doubt big massive clubs like Man U and Barca are going to come in for him, and they obviously have done now. I think if I was him, who would I go for? You're not really going to get in the Barca team. It pains me to say it, but if I was Dybala, I'd go to United just to get game time and move on to that world class level. Andre Lacazette is next up. No doubt there's always going to be a scramble when Lyon announced he will probably leave in the summer. Arsenal lining up a £60 million move for the Lyon striker. However, they will face competition from at least Liverpool and probably another 1 or 2 European clubs, to mention that. There's no way that just like there's going to be a 2-club scramble for Lacazette. Harry Kane is next up. He's seen as the alternative option to Antoine Griezmann for Manchester United. I can never, ever see him leaving Tottenham. Thrown out there right now, I cannot see Harry Kane ever leaving Tottenham. I think he will be a Tottenham lad for pretty much his whole career, unless there's absolute monster money on the offer, and also Tottenham pretty much forced to sell him. John Pickford's doing absolutely brilliantly for Sunderland, and he's linked with a move away because of it. He is getting linked with a move to Everton. They latest the club to show interest in the Sunderland goalkeeper. I think there could be more than just Everton going in for him. He's had a really, really good season, especially if Sunderland get relegated. I can see them selling him quite easily. David Klaassen is next up. Another Everton interest is Klaassen. They have set to battle Napoli and Eintracht Frankfurt from the German league for the Ajax midfielder. Obviously, Ajax are currently sitting second, but they've had still a really, really good season. They've just been a better team, not even a better team, but someone's just played a lot better throughout the season at Feyenoord. And, Ajax are always known for selling players. It's just how much it would cost to get Klaassen away from Ajax. It's kind of like their engine room and centre mid at the moment. Wilfried Zaha is constantly getting linked to a move away from Crystal Palace. This time, Red Bull Leipzig wants Zaha from Palace, and they are, they're backed by a huge amount of cash. They're willing to pay big to get him from Crystal Palace, kind of threatening the potential Tottenham deal that they are trying to go for Zaha as well. Koulibaly is next up. Chelsea are willing to pay 60 million plus to get Koulibaly from Napoli. Recently committed his future to Napoli in a contract. I think a few months ago he signed that. And, at the end of the day, contracts mean nothing now. No matter how long they got, that just means how much you could potentially get for them. So they could get top-end price. That's why it's going to be 60 million plus. And I think, Chelsea, they could be absolutely beastly if they get Koulibaly in. Just imagine like a defensive like David Luiz, Koulibaly, Zuma, or even Cahill. Aspilicueta is doing all right there. There's so many options that they would have if they get Koulibaly in. Marco Reus is getting linked to move away. Chelsea are told it will cost 70+ million to get Reus from Borussia Dortmund. Now, obviously, Dortmund are kind of building for the future. They've signed, Ousmane Dembele. They've got Emre Moore. They've got Isaac. There's lots of potential there just to come in and straight replace them, as well as obviously Schürrle still being there as well. I don't ever see Reus, handing in a transfer request or anything like that. It'd be kind of down to Dortmund to accept a deal and push him away, to make money for themselves. Next up is kind of a big one. Liverpool monitoring Udinese keeper who is currently performing excellently for Spal. This is Alex Murray. He's doing really well in Serie B. Young keeper. He's like 18, 19. And Liverpool monitoring the situation as to a long-term option. I think it would be a good chance to try and get a young keeper in and, kind of play Karius and Mignolet for now and then bring the young keeper in to try and, knock them out of their position. Could be a good sign for the long term. Sekou Fofana, Everton and West Ham are battling for the Udinese midfielder, but they also face competition from Juventus for this guy. Obviously, Juventus is currently in the moments of like cherry picking the best players from the league, so they could actually go in for him as well. And that is it, guys. Make sure you do drop a like if you did enjoy this huge potential deals going on. Lots of strikers potentially on the move. Like I say, if you did enjoy, drop a like, and I shall see you in the next one.